things happened that led it to be where I 2 instances in 24 hours, men trying to hold you back from getting in my face. Like, what in the world?
Like, I know what I can do to push your buttons, and I feel that you know the same thing, you know?
I don't think we know that.
After years filled with betrayal, heartbreak, and messy back and forths on social media, Melody and Martell Holt finally stood face to face in court. And what happened in that courtroom? Well, not even the most dramatic episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville could have predicted this kind of real-life intensity. Martell walked in confidently, looking like he had it all figured out. For years, he had publicly dragged Melody's name through the mud, calling her a bad mother, blaming her for everything that went wrong, and constantly trying to flip the narrative to make himself look like the victim. But this time, he had to prove it in front of a judge, not just on Instagram.
Talk about something deeper. Let's talk about your morals or lack thereof. Let's talk about your integrity or lack thereof. Let's talk about that.
Melody, though, wasn't about to let this moment slip by. She came ready, armed with proof, text messages, parenting schedules, screenshots, and receipts. She was focused and determined. This wasn't just about who got the kids on what weekend. For Melody, this was her chance to finally speak her truth and set the record straight.
Yeah, I guess, trying to get in a better place. I know we had a lot of tension coming out of Vegas.
Inside the courtroom, the judge listened carefully as both sides shared their stories. Melody explained how she had been the main caregiver for their children, handling everything from school pickups to doctor visits. She described how Martell had missed important events and rarely communicated in a consistent, responsible way. It wasn't all facts and schedules, though. The emotional toll was clear. Melody broke down at one point as she talked about the fear and stress she felt, knowing her children had been caught in the middle of a very public and painful situation. Meanwhile, Martell tried to keep a straight face, but people present say the cracks began to show once the evidence started piling up, especially regarding his past behavior and online outbursts.
Shut up. Not this one.
Hey,
Not this one. I should have said a whole lot about you and your side chick.
You lied! The whole week!
Absolutely not.
To understand how things got so intense, you have to go back to where it all began. At first, Melody and Martell looked like a dream team when Love and Marriage Huntsville premiered. They were a power couple, 4 beautiful kids, a successful real estate business, and a strong image on TV. But behind the scenes, their relationship was already falling apart. Martell had been involved in a long-term affair with Ariane Curry. Melody found out early on, but chose to try and save the marriage for the sake of their family. They separated, reconciled, and tried to move forward, but the cheating didn't stop. The final straw came when Melody discovered Martell was still seeing Ariane and lying about it. That betrayal wasn't just personal, it was public. Viewers saw Melody trying to hold herself together while Martell brushed off her pain and acted like she was being overly emotional. She filed for divorce in 2020, officially ending the marriage. But the drama didn't stop there. After the split, Melody focused on rebuilding. She poured her energy into her music, skincare line, and raising her kids. Her supporters admired her strength and growth. Meanwhile, Martell seemed stuck. Rather than moving on quietly, he continued to make accusations, claiming Melody was keeping the kids from him and constantly making shady posts about her parenting.
Disrespecting me publicly.
No, I did.
The biggest disrespect you could ever do.
I did not.
Hey, too bad you didn't care enough about your public appearance to keep your penis in the household.
Things reached a boiling point when Martell began using interviews and social media to directly question Melody's ability as a mother. What had been emotional pain now turned into legal action. Since the divorce, the two had tried to co-parent, but it was never smooth. Communication was tense. There were arguments over pickup times, boundaries, and decision-making. Martell claimed he was being pushed out of his children's lives, while Melody said she was just trying to protect the kids from unnecessary chaos. Martell's online attacks became more aggressive, accusing Melody of being unstable and using the kids to hurt him. All this played out in the public eye, with fans watching, and worse, their children possibly seeing it too. But here is where the story takes a dark turn. The harassment didn't stop with words. Martell was arrested and charged with domestic violence and harassing communication after he allegedly sent Melody an intimate screenshot from a video of them, threatening to release it to the public if she didn't stop speaking about him on social media. He also allegedly showed the image to several cast members. The betrayal was now criminal. According to court documents, the scheme went even further. Martell asked his mistress to leak the video to try and make it appear Melody was with another man. Imagine the violation. The man who was supposed to protect you, the father of your children, trying to destroy your reputation with intimate moments you shared in private. And if that wasn't enough, Melody also faced fear and stress as Martell continued contacting her about matters outside their divorce agreement. Court filings stated the victim feels threatened and in fear for her safety now that she is possibly being watched by defendant or someone close to defendant. In the courtroom, it wasn't just a battle over custody, it was a battle for dignity. Martell had been convicted in Huntsville Municipal Court of domestic violence in the 3rd degree. He was sentenced to a 30-day suspended jail sentence and placed on 12 months of monitored probation. He was also ordered to pay a $500 fine, court costs, and complete domestic violence intervention programs. A no-contact provision was also issued, restricting his contact with Melody. He appealed the conviction, entering a guilty plea once again. The judge accepted the plea and issued a new sentencing order. His jail time was suspended if he complied with probation and fulfilled the court costs. Failure to do so would result in additional penalties. This conviction could have a major impact on his ongoing custody case, as Alabama courts typically consider domestic violence convictions in custody rulings. This wasn't just about who gets the kids for Thanksgiving anymore. This was about a pattern of behavior that had spiraled out of control. Martell's obsession with controlling Melody extended beyond the marriage. He wanted to control her narrative, her public image, and her happiness, and when he realized he couldn't, he tried to tear her down. But he miscalculated. Melody was no longer that woman trying to hold a marriage together for the sake of appearances. She was a woman fighting for her children, her freedom, and her peace.
The custody battle has been a central part of this saga. They currently share 50-50 custody, but Martell requested sole custody of the children. He accused Melody of having too many babysitters and even raised concerns about her gay brother babysitting them, which Melody called homophobic. But the documents revealed even more troubling allegations. Melody's attorney claimed that Martell failed to adhere to the custody agreement by using corporal punishment on the kids. This included allegedly choking and punching their son, as well as hitting all of their children. If these allegations are true, imagine the pain of knowing your children were subjected to violence while in the care of their father. Martell also allegedly stopped going to court-ordered therapy with their son. This is a man who claimed to be fighting for his children, but was failing to do the basic work required to ensure their safety and well-being. The emotional impact on Melody has been devastating, but she has shown incredible resilience. Instead of crumbling under the weight of public scrutiny and private pain, she has used her platform to speak out and protect her children. She left the reality show to focus on her peace and her family. Martell's actions have not only damaged his relationship with Melody, but have also hurt his relationship with his children. They are old enough to see what is happening. They are old enough to feel the tension and the hurt. They might even be old enough to question why their father would want to hurt their mother so badly. The court cases, the custody battles, and the media storm have taken a toll, but Melody has stood firm. She has shown that she will not be silenced or intimidated. In the face of threats, she has pressed charges. In the face of manipulation, she has spoken her truth. And in the face of heartbreak, she has continued to be a loving mother to her children. And what about Martell? After years of trying to vilify Melody, he has been convicted of domestic violence. He has been exposed. The image of the victim he tried so hard to create has crumbled. The reality is that he was an abuser who tried to control his ex-wife and was willing to destroy her reputation and potentially traumatize his children to get what he wanted.
This story is a cautionary tale. It shows us that domestic violence comes in many forms. It can be physical, emotional, and financial. It can be hiding behind the camera, threatening to release an intimate video. It can be showing up uninvited to a date, trying to control who she sees. It can be using the court system as a weapon, filing frivolous motions to drain her financially and emotionally. Melody is a survivor. She represents so many women who have been in toxic relationships, who have been bullied by their exes, and who have had to fight tooth and nail for their children and their dignity. Her story is proof that you can walk away from a bad situation and rebuild your life. You can find your voice and fight back. You can stand in a courtroom, look your abuser in the eye, and speak your truth, even when he is trying to tear you down. This isn't just reality TV drama. This is real life. It's about broken homes, broken hearts, and the long road to healing. It's about a mother's love for her children and her refusal to let anyone, even their father, destroy them. As Melody continues to move forward, she leaves behind the drama, the heartache, and the man who once promised to love and cherish her. She is building a new life, one that doesn't include Martell Holt, one that is full of peace, purpose, and love. And while Martell is stuck in the past, still trying to get her attention and control her narrative, Melody is already living in her future, and her future is bright. She has learned her worth, and she will never let anyone dim her light again. This battle in the courtroom was more than just a legal case. It was a defining moment for Melody. She went head-to-head with her abuser and walked out with her head held high. And for her children, she showed them what true strength looks like. The rest of us can only watch and learn from her example.